Hello everybody, I am Angry Bird. So we have finished the Brawl Armrest tournament. We're back to Steel Division 2 League, and the plan is over the next, I think probably the next 2 weeks, the next 2 weeks and a little bit, we'll finish off the Steel Division 2 League coverage. And the plan is to kind of cover each group 4, group 3, group 2 and group 1, and cover kind of the top 2 teams or top 2 players in those group. Have a look at the matches between those two to see who comes out on top, and then we'll have a look at the results of the groups as such. So it's kind of finishing off each group one by one, and then you'll be able to see the final league tables as the Steel Division 2 League ends. The actual league itself has finished, so all the games are up to date, but please, if you know results, please no spoilers for anyone in the comments, because there's lots of people that are watching, you know, that might not necessarily know the results and might not want to know in advance. So please, no spoilers. Just another little thing before we start as well. I have been playing around with the audio settings. I'm still not happy with my audio. We're about 70 videos in now. I'm still not happy. So if you let me know if the audio is okay, let me know. If the audio is not great, let me know as well, so I can try and continue and tinker and fix some issues. But I want to get that out of the way as well. So today we've got group 4, and we have Gensei Kakka versus Finzent. Now Gensei originally started the Steel Division League in group 3, but dropped down to group 4 midway through, and wasn't having such good luck in group 3. So it was him and the Steel Division League admins, mods, whatever you call them, curbs in the main, decided Gensei, he wanted to drop down into group 4, get some more get some better matches for him. And today we've got him up against Finzent. So Gensei is playing the 14th Infantry on Vanguard income against Finzent, who's playing the 9th Cavalry on Maverick income. So it's going to be interesting, Vanguard versus Maverick. I'm not... I always wonder about Vanguard versus Maverick, but we have seen players playing Maverick income win against Vanguard. It's just very... it just feels... When I'm playing Maverick income, if I'm playing Maverick income against Vanguard, it always feels a bit uncomfortable, in a way. So we've got Gensei's deck up. He's playing the 14th Infantry, and a hell of a lot of infantry in this deck. We've got 2 Tigers in A, 4 in B, and 2 Tiger E Furas in B as well, making 6 Tigers in total. This will be pre-patched, so there will be 6 IG-18s, not 4. Similarly, the Ersatz Troop, and there'll only be 12 Ersatz Troop and not 18. But I think the biggest thing that sticks out for me with Gensei's deck is the lack of command. He's got the 2 Tiger E Furas, but that is it. No infantry command, no artillery commanders, no actual commander himself in the support tab. So the infantry, I mean, some of it is up-vetted to 1 stars, but that is it. There's no extra veterancy on the side of Gensei. Let's switch over to Finzent. So he's playing the 9th Cavalry on Maverick. He's going to want to be finishing this game before C phase pretty much at all costs, because Maverick 80 points in phase C. It's going to be tough against Vanguard income with the 110 points in phase C. And it makes it difficult because actually Gensei has the advantage in A phase with 150 points of income versus 120 for Maverick. So always an interesting choice, Maverick versus Vanguard. Sometimes I feel like if you've got a Maverick deck, it's sometimes better to play Vanguard against Vanguard. But you know, we'll see how this goes. In terms of the 9th Cavalry, plenty of infantry. We do have commanders in this deck. The Commander T70 as well being taken in the tank tab. Not often taken, those 3 command units. So potentially, you know, be using them to up the tanks. We have, both players actually have A phase supplies, which is kind of interesting. Don't see A phase supplies too often further up. I think Finzent, not a hell of a lot of anti-tank, especially Zis 2 guns. Only 3 Zis 2 guns in A phase, so potentially some of those Tigers could be difficult, but remember, he does want to finish the game before C. And actually, looking at the air tab, he does have 4 Lag 3 series anti-tank planes in B phase, so that's probably where his main anti-tank weaponry is focused in, on those B phase planes. Also look out for the Oz-Naz Sapori in the recon tab. B phase recon, very good recon units. They have the TNT chargers, so almost kind of like small pioneer forces. Very good units. Also the Oz-Naz 2-star in phase B, they have the bazooka with the 250 meter range, and those bazookas often catch people out because most people play this game kind of with the around about the 120 meter range of the Panzerfaust, and I think that's also the Panzerschreck range if I remember right. It's only the actually, no, I might be wrong on that. I think the Panzer range is 250. In fact, we can check at some point. I cannot remember quite what the Panzerfaust range is, but the bazooka does have the longest range of all at 250 meters, and it often catches players out. So, just to recap, on the left-hand side, we have Gensei playing the 14th Infantry, and on the right-hand side, we have Finzent playing the 9th Guards Cavalry. So Gensei looks like pushing past the 50-50 line in the center. Finzent, yeah, a bit similar really, and actually quite an ambitious push up here, but potentially is going to make it, although does unload the 2 units that were going to go up here. He actually must have caught them in the unloads. An M42 gun very far forwards, and actually that could go down fairly early to the Begleit Grenadier fire. Yeah, I think that's going to go down. Bit of a shame to be losing that M42 gun. No tank, the Stug hadn't made it in yet. And actually, Finzent's giving up this southern forest. Quite a decision there, especially on Maverick income. That is a very surprising decision on Maverick income. Gensei's got a Russian 45mm gun up there as well, which he can just take through straight away. So, wow, I think Finzent is going to potentially look at pushing just straight through the centre. This is that's an interesting tactic, unexpected. I mean, maybe somebody playing balanced. We saw very much earlier in coverage here Robert versus, I think, soloing Pixie, where he was playing balanced against Vanguard or Maverick, and he kind of completely lost this southern forest. And I was kind of questioning, well, do you send troops in here? But when you're playing Vanguard versus Maverick, very surprising for Finzent not to contest this southern forest. And I suspect that Gensei just can't even believe it right now. He's not microing his units. Oh, he has now given orders to his units. I mean, Finzent will stop any breakout, you would think, with the M42 gun and the T-34-76 Razvedka coming down here. I know he purchased more units to come into this position, so He'll obviously be looking at taking that back eventually, but interesting that he gave it up at the start of the game. Is down 13-11. The Panzer II Lux actually has managed to break through the lines, and I think potentially will get spotted by this M42 gun. He's really skirting the lines of sight here, and he's just getting away with it right now. But I think if that Panzer II moves out, the M42 gun is going to get it. The Finzent pushing forwards with Kazaki, PPSH and Ogmachiki, and I actually think he's probably going to have a good time in this forest, although he is up against Stoss Troop, but I think he's just got enough forces there to overwhelm Gensei. Potentially could look at pushing in this northern side, but has lost this central town, although it was, I think it is Gensei's at the start of the game. He's pushing forwards Ersatztruppen, does lose 1-2 in the truck, so although down goes the PPSH having open fired, Finzent, will he lose PPSH of his own? He needs to get them unloaded. Yes, he does unload them just in time. The T-34-76 opening up across the field, and Finzent might be just trying to sort of bypass that forest. Very interesting plays. Gensei bringing in Ersatztruppen. I think he's kind of, yeah, he's kind of knowing that there's something there. Wow, the T-34-76 bailed out from the IG-18. It's got to have been, yes. And there's this 2-gun there going down as well in that central spot to a long-range IG shot. Fantastic shot from that IG-18. I think it is potentially now going to go down to the combined 5, the MCHA and the T-34-76 in the southern side. It's going to be interesting how this fight in the southern area goes. The Panzer II Lux pushing up, can contest against Ognomachiki. Gotta hope that Kazaki don't get there in time. Potentially, I think the T-34-76 Razvedka will take that out. We've got an MCHA in the centre, taking on a Tiger, and that's not going to work out well. Gensei has the Tiger up here, and losing that ZIS-2 gun will be major hurt for Finzent. Ersatztruppen coming into the centre position. The Panzer II Lux has gone down to the T-34-76, although the further one that was bailed out did get shot by the Stug 3G. I think the biggest threat is this Beglite Pioneer from Gensei. These Beglite Pioneers are fantastic units. Going to be really difficult for Finzent to push through that. Some engagements in the north. We're going to stick with this central battle for now. The Ersatztruppen pushing on to the Sapri PPSH with only 4 men here. I mean, they have the PPSH though, so they can do a decent job, but once they're revealed, I think the combined fire of all the other support weapons around the outside is going to hurt Finzent. Although, so does manage to fall back the Ersatztruppen. Would potentially have liked a little push forwards to surrender them, but they do get taken out. The other one's falling back, but Finzent needs to bring some reinforcements in. There's not many of the squads left. Gensei, yeah, he's pushing forwards in an AT gun in this kind of position would be really good. The Panzer II Lux has been crew killed and loader wounded. Must be the M42 gun that's got those hits. But Gensei has taken the compound here in this northern side and has the 1410. Finzent using this northern hill, and in comes a ME410. I was going to say he's using this northern hill expertly well with the OB25, but in comes a 410A1. Potentially could take this out. Yes, down it goes. Big loss for the OB. But Finzent is making some progress up here in the north, and I feel like that's the opportunity for Finzent to really push hard in that northern sector. He has chosen to give up the south. He's now potentially pushing in with Ognomachiki, but I think for me it was a kind of an odd choice to just give this up at the start. And I think he's going to lose a lot of men pushing back in. We've got a T-3476 transmission damage, and he has managed to engine damage the Tiger E, but does just go down there in reply. Su-76 is coming up. Oh, it's a shame. This order, oh, it has stopped and is now going to be firing onto the Tiger. So actually, Finzent's going to use these close-range Su-76s, I think, to arty the Tiger E's. That could prove actually a pretty decent approach. Sapri PPSH being shot by the Grenadier DPs who are well outside the forest, kind of a strange choice, and Finzent unloads right next to this Grenadier DP, and they should surrender. Yeah, surely, yeah, there's the surrender. Stosstroop moving forwards. The biggest threats, these Beglite Pioneers. Finzent has lost all his infantry in this kind of northern part of the southern ridgeline. Oh, the combat! The combat is caught out in the open, and nothing quite engaging it because of all the other potential targets right now. An IG-18 coming in for Gensei. Fantastic unit to choose here. That IG-18 is going to be excellently positioned as well. I think that's a great call. The Stuck 3G crew panicked. That combat actually is going to get out. Although a 410 comes in, oh, and gets the kill. Wow, that is a major loss for Finzent. The Su-76s are targeting the Tiger using the close range tactic to kind of hound these heavy tanks. This could be actually quite a decent tactic early on, but Gensei's going to continue pushing. He has had the economic advantage in A phase, but Finzent has managed to catch this northern compound, and all that really stands in his way is this M42 gun. If he can take out that M42 gun, his tanks can have free range into the back. Stuck 3G coming in response, and Gensei's got to be careful he doesn't lose this northern side. But potentially, I think that's where Finzent will make his progress. I think he chose earlier to give up on the southern side, and I think he needs to seriously just give this up now. I mean, he won't know. Oh, a Tiger hidden in the forest. Wow, unexpected position for that Tiger. But if that Tiger makes it across and into this kind of position, that's a big threat for Gensei. Bringing the anti-air, and I feel like this is a precursor to some Lag 3 rocket planes. But actually, Gensei coming in with the SK 100 mils and does force Finzent units back. He hasn't really reinforced this central town right from the start, where he just brought in the Sapri PPSH, and I feel like Gensei is going to overload the area just with infantry. Finzent is now into B phase, so will have the economic advantage. Just needs to choose a position, I think, to really attack, and he is choosing the central ground, right? So we're getting a lot of resources being purchased for this central ground. He is reinforcing it with infantry. He needed the infantry here. I think those Ozats trooping are going to go down. The Kazaki Konroti is revealed though. Su-76 looked like it was briefly going to push up. The Tiger has gone down to the combined fire of the Su-76. A Opel Blitz did come in. It's in here somewhere. I'm not sure where it is. At least I think it's gone down. Oh, and down goes the Opel Blitz. Fully laden Opel Blitz goes down there. This Tiger. Yes, there's the Tiger. Wow, look at the way that is facing. Very odd position. And actually, potentially that may have gone down to an OB-25 side shot. But yes, Gensei pushing forward the Tiger. As I mentioned, if he gets it into this position, it's really going to hurt any reinforcements coming into this southern side. And actually, it's going to give him an opportunity to push out of this southern forest. I feel like if Gensei's going to make some ground, it's going to be down here into these two flags. If he gets this Tiger forwards, that will cover anything coming down this road. It can certainly you know, stand up to the M42 gun. He's got a Stug 3G, he can push that out and just push infantry over the open ground while the Tiger and the Stug combine to attack the remaining units here. He did lose the IG-18 on that southern side, but we have an advance into this central area, some counter battery going in, nearly taking out the Kazaki, forcing it to unload, but actually unloads to up-vet the Emcher. 2 Emchers over either road in front of column of infantry. Very nice play. Infantry all unloaded now, and this is, well, he's got tough squads to go through. The Beglite Pioneer and the Beglite Grenadier are very tough squads to beat, so I'd like to see some artillery come onto those 2 units. We saw the bombs coming down. I think they're onto this Emcher, pins down a hell of a lot of infantry, and counter battery coming into these Su-76s that have hounded the Tiger, and that's a good choice from Gensei. The Tiger's gone down. The Tiger has gone down here. I'm interested in what that will have been to take out that Tiger. Maybe it was a plane that we missed coming into this southern side. Finzent pushing forwards with Kazaki SVTs in the north, and they're going to be fantastic even over open ground. Those SVTs can be great, but he's just going to be careful not to lose it based on the unit positioning that these are coming in. They're going to be open to potentially attack before being unloaded. Finzent has managed to push into this northern double compound here, and they are getting shot at by the Pak 42 gun. The Pak 184 captured Russian M42 gun. One of them goes down, the other's being attacked by the Pioneer SVTs. All 2 units lost, and these are fantastic units, so to lose them both, in fact I think there might have been another one back here as well, so and down goes another. 4 out of 5 units lost before unloading. This Kazaki needs to unload now, please, to avoid another loss. Yes, at least that one does unload. The Emchers coming in, as well as Command T-70, firing at the Grenadier DP on the hill. Interesting choice is Command T-70, not seen often, but does have the 10 rounds a minute with the 45mm HE gun. So, and can definitely obviously up-vet the units, but we have Kazakis pushing back into the town. The Beglite Grenadier is still alive. However, one of the Beglite Grenadier units has gone down. Finzent needs to get these infantry back into this compound, recover this flag, the Stug 3G, in position to take them out, potentially also get a side shot on the Emcher. And the Emcher is turning, yes, to face the Stug. I'd like Finzent to unload these now and just get them in the compound. The 2 Emchers in this bottom side. Potentially, yeah, well, one of them does go down, and the Stug out of line of sight of this M42 gun, despite the fact it looks like it should have line of sight on that Stug. It's not opening fire, so strange issues there. And actually the Kazaki kind of give the, because they weren't unloaded, they kind of have given the compound back to Gensei. The Beglite Grenadier, the Beglite Pioneers, they are, from the looks of it, being... Yes, they are being pounded by artillery. That's the best choice. Get rid of these Beglite Pioneers with artillery before pushing forwards. Oh, and a surrender on those. Even 3 men in those Beglite Grenadiers can do a major job, because they still fire as if it's a full squad, so... Oof, down goes the Emcher to the Stug 3G. So action all across the map, really. So it's going to be pretty tough for the 2 sides to be micro in. These ME410s have been doing a great job for Gensei. Fantastic planes with... I think they'll have the 250kg bombs, and this seems to be the sweet spot in terms of planes. Let's have a look at the loadout. Yes, 250kg bombs. I feel like this is kind of like the sweet spot. Only 100 points, but these can kill infantry units, can kill IGs, anti-tank guns, machine guns. They are fantastic units. Let's see, this one's coming in on the OB-25 from the looks of it. Yeah, there we go. Full strength OB-25 going down to those ME-410s. Fantastic planes. Definitely check out any plane with the 250 kilogram bomb loadout. Very good planes. We've seen it in them heavily used in Group 1, and I will be using a lot more of them myself. Kazakis do push back into this compound, although Finzent is still down 13-11. He's had a fair bit of A phase now. He's had B phase. He's had 8 minutes of income advantage, and he's going to lose this out. Although an Oznaz with the bazooka coming in potentially could get a nice kill on this Tiger E. Oh, but lost in the transport. Two Tigers up on this center ground, and Finzent could well use these Su-76s again to hound the Tigers. This pack 45 mil from Gensei, only 14 shells remaining. I mean they initially start with 50 shells, so we're talking 40 shots. That pack gun has taken. Another Emcher goes down. Still got 13 shots left, and that has been doing phenomenal work on this northern side. Absolutely phenomenal work. It's a shame Finzent hasn't targeted that pack gun, because that pack gun, I feel myself, has kind of held this northern ground for Gensei. If that pack gun would have gone down, there'd been a lot more tanks pushing up here, a lot more infantry surviving this sort of highway of death here. I mean, look at all the transports. 1, 2, Emcher there, 3. We've got a transport back here, 4. Another one down here, 5. You know, real highway of death. And Gensei's recognising the importance of this position. Is bringing in a Pack 40 that will really help, you know, hold back these Emchers. 3 more pushing forwards, but this Pack 45 mil is going to have another job. I feel like now Finzent has all 3 of them, he is going to be able to hold off. Oh, cheekily shot the Pack 40s. I think he's unlucky not to take them out. Kazaki SVTs have command of this northern side, but there's a Stug 3G that stands in their way. The only weapon that can really take them out is the Emchers. 1 now transmission damage by the Pack 40. Loader kill, and these Emchers do pin down the Pack 40, get rid of the M42 gun up there. So the Stug now the main threat. If Finzent can get through this Stug, I think Gensei might be in trouble on this northern side. Down goes the Stug. This is Finzent's opportunity, I feel. In comes the Schwerungs though, and that Kazaki PPSH is going to die. Oh, I was about to say he's going to die. It might die to the Grenadier DP, potentially. No, don't think you can see it. I think that's firing at... I think that's firing somewhere. It's firing somewhere. I have no idea where it's firing. 2 Tigers in the centre ground though. A lot of infantry here, but no anti-tank. I'd like to see more Oznaz come in. I think that was the right choice. Oh, look at the number of units pinned down by these 250 kilogram bombs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. All pinned down. The final one, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh no. Oh my days. Push forwards. Oh my. This is... Oh. Is he going to get the final one? Please get the final surrender. That's just amazing. He actually stops to engage the Kazaki SVT. I feel like this Kazaki SVT here is going to recover. Actually, the Begleit Grenadier being taken out in the open ground by the Kazaki SVT. What a move by Gensei Kakka. That was what? I think that was 6 surrenders. Oh my days! 7 surrenders. 7 pretty much full strength. I mean, they were, well, 7 full-on Kazaki surrenders there. Oh my god, the Finzent's position just decimated by that Begleit Grenadier just surrendering units completely at will. It allows that one's going to go down as well. This is going to allow the Tigerese to push up into a fantastic position. Those Pioneers could, well, take out the SVT as well. Please unload, unload. Yes, they are going to take out the SVT with the, yep, there it goes. These Tigers are going to push forwards. Look at this. Gensei is going to make major ground here. We need some Zis 2s in immediately. I don't think Finzent quite knows these Tigers are coming, but his main response is going to be the the Zis 2s or the Lag 3 rocket planes. In the southern side, he gave that up early, and I feel like he's right just to continue holding. He has lost the infantry here. He's going to lose this flag as well. I feel like the artillery is doing a great job from Gensei Kakka. He does need to spread that artillery out, though. The Tigers shoot a knockout from one of the Emchers. Nice little critical there, but one of them bailed out. The other Tiger Fuhrer, I think, is now hitting the anti-air. Yeah, this is difficult for Finzent to watch, I'm sure, but he has broken through in the north. The response is two Panzer 2s, sorry, a Panzer 2, a Stug 3 F8 and a Tiger Fuhrer. It's certainly going to put a hold, but we have Emchers. Oh, Emchers coming south. Interesting move from Finzent. I quite like it, although Gensei moving a pack 40 from the looks of it to cover off. And I feel like Finzent made some great ground there. He's keeping it to a 13-11. If he can somehow push back in this central area, he's still in with a chance. It's a shame he's lost his compound here. It could be a 12-12. But he does need to get these Kazaki SVTs forward immediately into this compound. Get the Emchers out of line of sight before the Tiger comes into play. I like the move down with this these Emchers, but the Pack 40 worries me. This central ground, we've got an Su-76. Looks like it's going to crest the hill. It's out of HE, so it's just going in for the direct assault. Oh! Double shot from the two Tigers. It didn't even have chance to aim. It didn't even have chance to aim. If Finzent hadn't have lost all of those units to surrenders, I think it was 7 units. Can you imagine, like, he would have these 2 flags, I feel like, still at this position. We'd have Emchers pushing south. I feel like Finzent would potentially, he'd at least have the 12-12 draw at this point. Oh, the Grenadier DP's picking up a rear flag, and Gensei pushing out of this southern forest. This is nail biting. I feel like if this northern side gets cleared up, that's Finzent out the game. But while he can push Emchers down south, potentially this Grenadier DP with the Panzerfaust will prove difficult to get rid of. But it's going to be interesting. Can one of them get a side shot off against this Tiger? One of them does go down. Oh, and the Grenadier DP pushing forward, but up the road and revealing itself to the Emchers. Yeah, pinned down before it can use. Oh, the crew kill Tiger E. I think potentially that was one of the Emchers there getting the crew kill. And actually, this position in a bit of a threat for Gensei. Needs to get some reinforcements in ASAP. These Stern Pioneers will hold the forest against Kazaki. So this Kazaki SVT needs to hold its ground. The Pack 40 is going to engage. It is engaging the Kazaki SVT. I think the SVT will possibly win that one out. But the other Tiger Fuhrer, I feel like the northern attack here potentially is getting the side shots in on these Tigerese. Although actually it could well be the Su-76s attacking. They've done exceptionally well at this very close range. I like the way that on this particular map you can have these Su-76s down here out of line of sight, very close to the action, getting the shots on, and Finzent actually almost recapturing this compound. If he can push, this would be amazing. There's a Stug 3G that stands in his way. He needs to get rid of the Stug 3G somehow. Potentially a Lag 3. But actually, if he could just push infantry into these two compounds, he could just surround Gensei's forces, especially because he's pushed past this forest. He hasn't left an infantry unit protecting this forest. And while the Stug 3G takes out the Emcher, Finzent invested in infantry, but actually if he could just take that Stug 3G down with a quick plane, get an Emcher back into the open, this southern side is not as protected as it looks. However, in the north, his forces have been destroyed by the combined fire of the infantry, the Stug and the Tiger E. So he only has a very loose defense in this northern position. I think Finzent, he does now pick up the 12-12. 28 minutes into this game, he picks up the 12-12, but the action here of losing 7 or so infantry all in one surrender, I think really hurt him. Tiger E takes down an infantry here, another 2 Tigers in this central ground. I think there's probably 5 Tigers gone. I think probably 4, maybe 5 Tigers gone down. So what we've got, 6, 7, 8. I think that might be it for Tigers from Gensei. I think that's probably it, but yeah, I think Finzent does call it a day, calls in the surrender, funny enough, just after he got the 12-12. But that southern side, yeah, it was I think to Finzent, bearing in mind we had sight of all of Gensei's units, it looked worse for Finzent than it actually was. The northern side, I think, was about to fall though, and so I think in the long run Gensei would have picked up that game. Remember, he had the infantry advantage in C phase with the Vanguard income of 110 versus the Maverick income of 80, and I think it was the right call for Finzent to surrender that game. I think he could have pushed it, you know, maybe like 5% chance he could have come away with a victory, but I think in all likelihood Gensei would have just ground a victory out in that long run. So 28 minutes 47 seconds, Gensei Kakka gets the victory against Finzent. 3,500 kills to 2,700 losses. Let's have a look at the kills for Gensei. Baglite Pioneers, I say it time and time again, what absolutely amazing units these Baglite Pioneers are, but they are very costly. 40 points apiece, do pay themselves off. I think the Kazaki are 20 points. Sapri PPSH on this game were 15, along with the Older Machiki, so you're talking 70. Kazaki Komroti probably 20-25 points, so you're talking, and another Kazaki there as well, so you're probably talking definitely over 100 points for a 40-point unit. Really well done. The Stug 3G, this is the one on the southern side. 3 T-34 76 kills, at least I thought it was the one on the southern side. It might have been the one on the northern side actually, because I think the southern one got an Emcher kill. Yeah, it did. So the Tiger E, I think that was from the start. Maybe not quite from the start. It does pick up a number of kills. Baglite Pioneer again, many kills. The ME410, like I was singing the praises of this plane, fantastic work. 3 Kazaki SVT kills, a Kazaki and an OB-25. 100-point plane, Kazaki SVTs I think are 25 points. So I'm going to assume they're 25 points. That's probably 75 points. Kazaki 20 points, so you're talking 95. OB-25 I think are 30 maybe 35 points, so around about 130 points for a 100-point plane. So this is the thing with the planes, they are planes kind of really pay themselves, unless you're talking about anti-tank planes. bombers fairly rarely pay themselves off. I think. I mean, they can generally make up their cost, but I think over the course of a game, they struggle to make themselves off. This ME410 with the combat kill and the OB25 just pays for itself. But these are cheap planes at 100 points apiece. If you're talking more expensive bombers, then they wouldn't have paid themselves off. So the state of play in terms of the air at the moment definitely lends you to using, I mean, anti-tank planes aside, anti-tank planes very important always, but aside from anti-tank planes, the current air meta kind of lends itself to lighter fighter bombers, I think, at this point in time, and that's why we're seeing them heavily used in Group 1 of Steel Division League, because they've cottoned on to the efficiency of those light fighter bombers, the speed of bringing them in, the speed to react, and they're using them more to tip the favour into their engagement, to tip the favour of an infantry engagement into their favour, tip the balance. I'll get there eventually. So if two units are engaging one with the other and they're about equal, someone sends in a very cheap fighter bomber and that will tip the odds in their favour by only taking a couple of men off the enemy squad, but that's enough, and then they'll win the engagement. And that's kind of how Group 1's using it. For me, these ME410s, 250 kilogram bombs, I really like that loadout, and potentially, I don't want to see a nerf. I definitely don't want to see a nerf, because like I say, I mean, even with these number of kills, it's only just paid itself off. I think what I would like to see is potentially some other planes being rebalanced. We've seen a recent patch to rebalance the napalm strength, and that was really needed. So potentially some of these heavier bombers at 1,000 kilogram bombs, they really pay themselves off unless they get a heavy tank kill. So yeah, I think the state of play in terms of air is great for these light fighter bombers, but potentially Eugen could look at some of the heavier bombers as well. This Pak 45, this was the one on that northern road. Look at the kills. It actually got a Zis 2 kill, despite the fact that this has no HE shells. We looked at this gun, it has no HE shells, so that must have been in the transport, or maybe the shot was, yeah, that must have been in the transport. Surely. But great work there from Gensei in that position, and the SK-18s, some great artillery work from that unit. Tiger Fiora, again, just great trades overall. I think the thing with this matchup, the 14th Infantry, very strong division and has excellent quality units. The 9th Guards Cavalry can't match the quality of units outside of the MCHA, but they're very close quarter tanks. They can't really match the quality of units of the 14th Infantry, so I feel like they have to go for an overwhelming number of units, and for Gensei for Finzent against Vanguard Income, it didn't work out for him today. So that was Gensei Kakka versus Finzent. Gensei picks up the win. We're going to have a look at second game in Group 4 tomorrow, and so look forward to that. If you enjoyed this cast, please give me a thumbs up. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Lots of YouTube changes coming in the early new year with all the copper issues, so I don't know whether that will change things or not. But lots of changes are going to be coming. What else? Check out the description for links to Discord, links to my Patreon if you want to help support me make these videos. All of your support is really valuable, and also Twitch streaming as well, so check out the links in the description. But I want to say thanks very much for watching, and I will see you next time.